It is a special honor and privilege for me to stand in front of you to officially open the first convocation of Sindhu Central University. It was not long back, maybe just a couple of years ago, when I was first sent to Ladakh by Honorable Chair Executive Council to get started with the work. At that time, I did not know that it would probably almost become my second home. And then when I said that it will become my second home, I truly mean that one. So I will just start with a quote that Uttaram yatsa samudrasya himadroschaiva dakshinam varsha tadam bharata bharati yatra santati. Means that the country which lies to the north of ocean and to the south of Himalayas, it's called Bharata, where the descendant of Bharata dwell. So it means that if I look into this 1,000-year-old saying, it still stands true because we are still united. I come from Chennai, which is the south of Himalaya, or you can call it as the north of the ocean. So thus it shows that this unity of Bharata holds true, even if after thousands of years, as I stand in front of you. So to formally start with, Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Pawan Kotwalji, Honorable Chair, Executive Council, Professor Kamakoti, Secretary, Executive Council. Before I start the formal welcome to the gathering, I was also told that I should take this moment to put on record that this momentous occasion would have not been possible without the constant guidance and support, the remarkable role which the Executive Council has played into that. So this gives me an opportunity to also introduce our Executive Council. I'll start with Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, who is here. Thank you, sir. Professor Himanshu Rai, who is also here with us. Professor Ramanand Pandey, Bhanu Prabha Madam, Professor Nageshwar Rao, and then we have Professor Saket Khushwa from University of Ladakh. I must put it on record that from the first Executive Council meeting, which I attended I believe in May 2023, I was really very new to understand all these processes, that how it works. We had both the challenges. One is that we have to work with the construction of the campus. That is one mandate. And then the second and most important mandate is that we also had to work on the academic programs. The guidance, dedication, and foresight from the Executive Council has actually laid the strong foundation that what we aspire to be, a university of excellence, giving us the path towards the betterment of this particular region. I can tell you that every time when I went personally to Executive Council for any sort of an advice or any sort of a direction, I can tell you that for every advice or every direction which we got, that was always where the Ladakh of this region has been kept at the center of it. With this, the leadership of the Executive Council has not only going to construct a physical space here for learning, but has also nurtured an academic environment that fosters growth, wisdom, and cultural appreciation. With this, I formally welcome the August gathering here for the first convocation of Sindhu Central University in the land of Lama. Welcome everyone. Thank you very much.
Jule Sangmala, Ladakhsla Youngste Skiporak. I warmly welcome you all for the first convocation of the Sindhu Central University. The Sindhu Central University was established under the Central Universities Act 2021 with its territorial jurisdiction covering the entire Union Territory of Ladakh. The SCU joins as the 16th university through this act. The foundation stone of SCU was laid by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, on the 20th February 2024 in the presence of our Honorable Minister of Education, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji. It aims to provide higher education opportunities to the people of Ladakh, addressing the region's unique educational aspirations. The university will focus on innovative, multidisciplinary programs and research with mentoring from IITs to ensure quality and relevance on the topics. Those are very organic and pertinent to the climate and environment of the region of Ladakh. I immensely thank the Ministry of Education, Government of India, specifically the Honorable Minister of Education, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan Ji, for giving IIT Kanpur and IIT Madras the opportunity to set up and build this university. The university's permanent campus will be in Gotang at village Kalsi, Leh, approximately 90 kilometers from Leh towards Kargil. Situated at a very high altitude of 4,000 meters above the sea level, SU is among the topmost universities in the world. This opens up a unique opportunity to offer several non-conventional courses aligned with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. In its first academic year, 2023-24, SU began offering 3 such postgraduate programs: MTech in Energy, Technology and Policy, MTech in Atmospheric and Climate Sciences, and MA in Public Policy. In the current academic year, MA in Buddhist Studies and Philosophy is introduced. To add on, the classes for MA in Buddhist Studies will begin from its transit campus at village Kalsi with a unique experience of internships at local monasteries. With this brief, I welcome each of you to the first convocation of Sindhu Central University, Ladakh. I welcome particularly our fresh graduates as well as their parents, members of their family and friends who have traveled from far and near places to be present here today. It is with a deep sense of gratitude to God and to each of you that I address the august gathering today. It is important to mention that today 14 students are graduating from the 3 major unique disciplines from this university. Going forward, the SU shall establish the following 4 schools. School of Basic and Natural Sciences comprising Physical and Chemical Sciences, Earth System Sciences, Atmospheric and Climatic Sciences, and Ecological Sciences. Number 2, School of Interdisciplinary Management Studies comprising Economics and Public Policy, interdisciplinary degrees in Environmental Engineering, Sociology and Anthropology, High Altitude Defense Management. Number 3, School of Environmental Engineering and Sustainable Development comprising Sustainable Development, Energy Engineering, Environmental Engineering and Water Resources. School of Indic System and Studies comprising Ayush and Vedic Studies, Vedic Sciences, Yoga, IKS, Mental Well-being. Annual report of the Sindhu Central University, Ladakh. The Government of India through the Ministry of Education got a detailed project report, DPR, prepared for the Sindhu Central University, Ladakh from HCL India Limited, its autonomous body. The report recommended introduction of more than 15 integrated programs, standalone 20 PG flagship programs at the postgraduate level, and doctoral level programs in multidisciplinary studies that will have relevance to the regional issues, at the same time global scopes in the various issues related to the development sector. The total project cost of the university is approximately INR 955 crores, out of which INR 725 crores has been allocated towards infrastructure development, covering the building and establishing modern and state-of-the-art research laboratories for research in cutting areas of atmospheric and climate sciences, renewable energy and entrepreneurship. It is envisaged that the university will have a state-of-the-art building that resembles and blends with the region of Ladakh. At this stage, I am grateful to the Ministry of Education, Government of India, for showing the trust in IIT Madras as the mentoring institution. We have been marching forward towards the completion of our goals under the strong leadership and guidance of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Over these years, we have been strongly supported and helped in our endeavor by Honorable Minister of Education, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji. In the early stage of inception, we had to achieve quite a few objectives in record time. The immense support provided by the then Secretary Higher Education, Shri Sanjay Murthy ji, played an important role due to which we could start the 3 postgraduate programs for the first batch in record time of just 3 months. In our current 3rd year post-establishment, we have continued support and trust of the Ministry of Education under the mentorship of the current Secretary of Higher Education, Sri Vineet Joshi ji. I also take this opportunity to inform you that the Honorable Minister of Education, Government of India, Sri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, sends his greetings to all the graduates and wishes all of you a very happy, prosperous and technically rewarding future. Finally, let me thank all of you for attending this convocation, especially those who helped in making this ceremony a huge success. The plot of our narrative continues to twist and grow with tentacles in all imaginable directions, making our narrative an incredibly fascinating narrative of hard work and God's tremendous grace. Jule Tukcheche.
It's a matter of honor for me to be the chief guest on this historic moment of first convocation of Sindhu Central University. You know, the very name of the Sindhu Central University is so integrating because we Indians we get our identity from River Sindhu. As one of the speakers mentioned about how our ancient country and today's country was described way back in Vedas. And just I would add one more quote which I have remembered, because in Sanskrit, Sindhu is the name of the river. It is one of the largest rivers of the South Asia. But Sindhu in Sanskrit also means ocean. So it has been beautifully described by one of the great patriots of this country, what is Bharata. So just I would quote one line of that couplet. It says, "A Sindhu Sindhu Paryanta Yasya Bharat Bhumika." That from ocean Sindhu to the river Sindhu is the country called Bharata. So we are very fortunate to be working, serving and living in a place where Sindhu flows. So it's our identity, and the Central University has been aptly named as the Sindhu Central University. Similarly, we have named our Infrastructure Development Corporation also as Sindhu Infrastructure Development Corporation. So the details about the progress which has been achieved by the Sindhu Central University till date has been very ably described by the chair of the Executive Council of the Sindhu Central University. And I noticed that the 3 courses which have been started by the Sindhu Central University from its campuses in IIT Madras and IIT Kanpur, they are very relevant for Ladakh. It is the vision of our Prime Minister that whatever development happens in Ladakh should be carbon neutral development. We live in a very ecologically sensitive ecosystem. Anybody who lives here for some time can easily discern that how a few warm days can trigger snow melt in a big way and could lead to flooding of the Nala which flows through the lake. If it is a very warm Sunday, a very warm day, you come to know about it near the airport because the Leh Nala swells and it takes hardly 5 hours for the water to come from Khardungla glacier up to Leh. So that sort of sensitivity is there. Quick changes visible whenever temperature rises or temperature even goes down. We do not have the monsoons which the rest of the country has. So we are totally dependent upon this snow melt. And if the winter gets extended up to April, then we cannot plant our saplings for any crop because they need water in the month of April when the days start getting longer and warmer. So we need water very importantly, very urgently in the month of April itself. And if the winter is long, then we can't have a crop. So that sort of ecological sensitivity is here. So we have a large number of institutions who have been working in this field for long. We have a very well-established Defense Institute of High Altitude Research, which we call DIHAR. They have done a wonderful work, whether it is in the local horticulture crops, whether it is the local crops and other things. We have here a highly functional, we used to have Sher-e-Kashmir University of Agriculture, Sciences and Technology. Now it is with the University of Ladakh. We have a now very upcoming University of Ladakh, which was a cluster university. Technically it is still a cluster university, but it is the full-fledged university for UT of Ladakh. Large number of students are getting taught there. So, and we are working to develop the only resource which we have in plenty, that is the solar energy. It is the only place in the country where you have very bright sun for more than 300 days, 310 days in a year. And the DNI, most of you know about it, is daily natural irradiation index. It is very high here, around 5 to 6, they say, as per the unit in which it is measured, so that we can harness the solar energy in a big way in Ladakh. We have a huge project of around 13,000 megawatt coming up in Leh. We have a large number of small solar projects coming up here. We have a huge potential of wind energy here, nearly 5,000 megawatt. And the place where the Central University would finally come up, it is on a plateau high above the town of Khalsi, which the chair mentioned that the PWD and the PHE department are doing their best to build a road and to provide it water. That place itself is so windy that when I visited it for the first time, I said that please put a wind mast here so that tomorrow this campus can generate its own wind energy, of course, besides the solar energy. So I hope that the Central University, Sindhu Central University, the main focus area should be to exploit the natural resources and our strengths in a way which is ecologically friendly. The non-renewable energy in this sector, I think they can become a beacon or a repository of knowledge. There is a lot of knowledge around on these subjects everywhere. There is a Himalayan Institute of, there's a Himalayan Institute of, the Central Institute of Himalayan Studies here. We have, I said, we have Central University. The Department of Science and Technology has sanctioned us a state climate cell for Ladakh. We have a mountain research institute which has been set up like as a small nucleus inside the Ladakh University. And I already mentioned there is DIHAR already. So there's a lot of knowledge which is, in different compartments. So if the Central University can act as a centralized institution of the repository of this knowledge and then applies it for the benefit of not only Ladakh, but for the country, because if 13 gigawatt of solar power is generated, the Ladakh would consume only 100 megawatt out of it. The rest will go to the country. That can be a proud contribution of Ladakh to the country to achieve our long-term renewable energy goals. So this is a great beginning. We are very thankful to the IIT campuses of Chennai and Kanpur that they have initiated this university there. And I congratulate the students, the scholars who would be awarded these degrees today. And I have a great hope that this institute of this new Sindhu Central University, which is coming up at Khalsi, will evolve over a period of time into one of the finest universities of the country. Thank you very much.
Ataullah Bhatt. Wait. Shakil Ahmad Loan. Mubashir Ahmad. Norbu Zangpo. Alok Kumar.
I, a graduate of Sindhu Central University, Ladakh, pledge today to honor this oath. I solemnly pledge that as I enter the profession, I shall always endeavor to be honest, sincere, hardworking, and shall discharge my duties as a responsible citizen of India. That I shall continue to acquire, disseminate, and generate new knowledge, skills, and build in the values and ethics in all walks of life, profession, and contribute to human welfare, guided by the vision, mission, and values of the university. I promise to maintain the honor, integrity, dignity, and ethos of my profession and my country, India always.